Wait.
And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me.
Where'd the fire come from? Hang on, what? What?
Yeah.
This is how the trials work.
This
you're
is how
on
British
the
courts
scale
work.
of justice, and you put fire in them, and fire holds gravity, I guess.
What?
Every time I press these witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse.
It's almost like that's what would happen in a real trial.
For a
What kind
murder
of a man?
trial.
What kind of man Magnus McKeeldred really is?
Ah, yes, Baroque's theme, the best.
A miserable pile of secrets.
But enough talk. Have at you.
What? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Case 3 of the Great Ace Attorney. Van Zix has been chilling over there as we've been sitting to doing our research about this summation examination that Mr. Sato has brought up that apparently hasn't been used in British courts for over 50 years.
Summation
That's fun.
examination. That's quite a proclamation.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Or the,
I should have done that in Baroque's voice.
imagination. There, I want to continue it.
All right, Mr. Narahodo, I think I understand. It seems that under this procedure, we will be able to appeal to all members of the jury.
To do what, exactly?
Not
Make them
blues.
Make the...
Appeal to them and change their leanings and reverse their decisions. It says here that... if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed.
Make them reverse their decisions.
Yes, in times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. But that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really, so it rather fell out of use.
But it's still not illegal.
Wonder why?
Because it was devoid of purpose.
It seems like you guys wrote a rule that seemed like it would be very helpful, and then someone said, no, just ignore that. And then it's like, oh, well now we know why.
Pretty sure this guy just scared everyone off from using it.
Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try it in this day and age.
But we can try it.
Still, I don't see any mention of procedure actually being formally revoked.
What are you suggesting?
What do you think?
I like that the establishment was, how old is that? It's 50 years old. And then it's like, oh, but hey, I read in my 50-year-old book, it never was removed. And everyone's like, oh yeah, I guess that's right. So what was the point in establishing it that was 50 years old?
Because it's been a long time since anyone's heard it.
Fair enough.
I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
A summation examination. Our last possible option. Do we assert our right to carry it out or admit defeat?
Do you want to play the game? Or
Now
do you want...
Now I'm recognizing where I've heard something that's on the lines that Summation Examination sounds like the last song in the 101 Dalmatians where they talk about they make a Dalmatian plantation.
Honestly, you want to know what I keep... Honestly, what I keep thinking of... Oh,
Okay.
sorry, continue.
Okay. Alright, that was it.
Honestly, what I keep thinking of is... Conjunction junction, what's your function?
Oh, we just dated ourselves so hard.
I
The
mean-
defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth.
That's what you think.
We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure.
That's what you think.
Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
That's what you think.
Well, then maybe you should have made it
Yes, that is what
illegal.
I think. That's why I'm saying it, mysterious voice.
But if it's our right, it's our right. I believe it could prove vital in this trial.
I just had a major case of deja vu there.
The defense petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination. Ooh, it's actually quite exciting.
This is madness.
No, it's just fire.
Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready?
Well, I'm not. Well, you see, there was no mention of this in the letter I received, you see, so.
All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision.
I think the judge is also subtly like, I'm excited for this.
What grounds?
Because he's not fighting it.
The judge is like, oh yay, I'm old enough to have remembered doing that at some point. I want to see this again.
I want to do it again.
You must all justify your decisions and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty.
Y'all gotta make sure to not sound racist.
Well, the defendant is part of the British culture, you see. I recognize that he's of Irish descent, but still, I don't think I can make any. You see, you're rather putting us on the spot.
This is most irregular. No mention was made of this before. I don't really hold all this justifying lark.
Of course you would, you got a knife.
That seems to have thrown the jurors off.
I hope you heard the typing. I hope to God you heard the typing.
I don't think I picked it up, but maybe I'll look. Maybe
Damn
the
it!
later.
I heard some typing, but I couldn't tell if that was from the game or not.
Yeah, I couldn't tell it was from the game or you.
Damn it! Give me like 2 seconds whenever she's typing or something.
Oh, okay. It seems none of them have experienced this before.
They're still too young. They're not 50 years old or anything. All right, then.
I
The
mean,
summation
the
examination.
granny could have experienced it, but she's also probably never gotten to be on the juror.
That's
Yeah.
probably why they didn't get to her. Just like,
A
oh,
defense-
summation examination. All right, yeah, sure, all right.
Oh, I remember this. My puppy used to do this.
Anyway, a defense procedure. No practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for to turn this trial around.
So be it then.
Granny, was it a Poppy Brothers?
What?
Poppy Brothers. Poppy Bros.
I
Never
don't-
mind, I was making a Kirby joke. Never mind.
I'm sorry. I've only played one Kirby game all the way through.
There's Poppy Bros, the dude with the elf hat who throws the bombs.
Oh, that's his name. Okay.
That's its name?
Yes, his name is Poppy Bros. Well, Poppy Bros Jr. technically, because there's also Poppy Bros Senior, but still.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant, Magnus McGilded, guilty of this most serious crime.
Well, I for one think that the serious crime is more people haven't played Kirby games.
I can't wait for juror number 3 to just be like, oh, it's because I hate rich people.
Yep, the
I
jury
mean,
detentions.
that's fair. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him.
I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers, with fares totaling 20 pence. He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen.
Are you gonna stab your fellow juror?
All right.
Simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusions.
What is there? Okay.
You
What?
can trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised our prices above 4 pence for years.
Oh, is that so? Wait, what's math?
The scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor. It beggars belief.
Yeah, well, I see some confusion already because 2 people said, "Here's how he was stabbed," and they were different. And yes, the math thing.
I'm starting to wish I hadn't pushed for this now.
Too late.
Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they?
Yeah, like one in the typewriting lady. She just said, I have a clear thing, and then she didn't explain what it was.
He typed everything and came to a conclusion.
Yep.
Can we see it?
No one look at no.
She's writing, and then it turns out she's writing fanfic. Well, let's see what
She's
we
writing
can do.
self-insert about how she wants to be smooching Baroque.
Oh! We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. I have to throw everything I can at them and use some very persuasive language.
Just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. According to my book, that's not quite how it works.
Oh? I thought I was going to have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant.
What?
No, I
What?
I love that
Are you
line.
sure you're not a conjurer, Mr. Naruhodo?
Nope.
Okay, well then, that technique wouldn't work then, because you clearly don't have any possession of magical skills, as I once thought. Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says.
But then,
They reach their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become.
then what on earth am I supposed to do?
Welcome to trying to discuss anything of anyone.
Welcome to Twitter.
Welcome
Yes.
to the internet.
Welcome to just politics.
Welcome to Earth.
Welcome
Okay.
to life in general.
Okay, but see, if Welcome to Earth, I hope I'm an alien being punched by Will Smith.
That's fair,
Oh.
honestly.
Oh dear, I'm just stating what I've read about British law, Mr. Naruhodo.
Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then?
Have you heard?
Why
of
don't you read my book?
What were you doing on the boat? Actually, is that not what you were doing?
Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments.
What do you mean?
Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, they are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together.
And that's the way to break them down, you mean?
Yes, exactly. You must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says, and see if we can identify any contradictory statements. If we can then contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other.
I see.
I see. Make them fight.
Yep, pretty much. So it's contradictions in what 2 or more jurors say that we're looking for. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination.
Well, yes, I suppose you're right.
I mean, not quite, but yes. Find contradictions in their statements and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. What were you going to say, Lewis?
Number 3 and number 6 have very different ideas of how the dude was stabbed.
Yeah. Alright, I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. I think you have to, sir. Double slap! I have to pull this off!
Can we start proceedings, Counsel? I'm getting impatient. I would ask you to take the stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal.
Yes, my lord.
Clear and concise from Ryunosuke? Oh, that ain't happening.
Can anyone do a good Ken Watanabe impression?
Let them fight.
Yes.
There you go. The defense's rebuttal. Alright, well, first, before we get to them, I want to actually press the typewriting lady because, like, hello? Like, that doesn't give me anything.
I have simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far, and yeah, alright.
Yeah, I can't hear you typing if you're typing. What have you been doing all this time?
What have you been doing all this time? There.
Are you a parrot?
I should have thought it was obvious. I am recording everything that takes place as part of this proceedings.
And what have you learned from that?
For example, at this moment in time, the judge has used his gavel 11 times in total. The prosecution has noted derisively at your remarks 7 times in total.
And I might add, each time you have gawped like a simpleton.
Thank you.
Yes, like that, exactly.
And what's the point exactly?
Don't we have a record keeper to do that? Why are you doing that, madam?
So, anyway, madam, are you able to explain why you think the defendant is guilty?
That is a conclusion I have drawn as a result of the copious notes I have typed.
Okay, so we're back to square one.
Clearly, but I'm asking you to explain why you've drawn that conclusion.
Please don't distract me. It makes it extremely hard to concentrate on my note-keeping.
What the hell? What the hell? This is going nowhere. Why is she up there? Hold on. No, go back to the other lady. I cannot go back.
Oh,
can I?
that's confusing.
You know what? I'm gonna press it for now,
Nope.
since apparently it won't let me go back.
Should.
I was trying to go back and it wouldn't let me.
It's that you have to go left to go right. Because they're in order that they were said, not in order of who it came from.
But the... Okay, Doc Hudson.
I really think you should stop waving that needle around.
You heard what the good coachman said before, didn't you? That hideous man stabbed the fellow like this.
I was about to say peddler. Okay. Yes, that is what he said. You're right.
Oh, the Gilded Park is such a lovely little place, too. I've always enjoyed resting my legs there while I get on with my knitting. But I had thought that anyone who donated such a delightful place must be a fine fellow indeed. I suppose I was wrong.
And current events will kill her.
Whoever would have thought he was a miserable murdering moneylender with not a scrap of remorse?
You, I guess. She is sure as sure can be that he's guilty now.
Your lady certainly seems to know her mind, doesn't she? So, we just need to find two jurors of contradictory statements and pit them against each other. Which is so much easier said than done.
Susato?
Is that perhaps what you were just thinking?
Sir? Ma'am? How did you know?
Okay, so she just turned into Joseph Joestar.
Oh hell, I took the liberty of doing some research in case you happen to find yourself in just such a situation. Shall I read you what I found out? It's a little long, I'm afraid.
No, we're good. She would just repeat the instructions again.
Oh,
If I have to rely on advice right from the start, how would I get on later?
But I still love this.
Stop doing that!
No, I need to work this out for myself now. Is that perhaps what you were just thinking?
How did you know?
Well, you see, I'm actually trying to impersonate you at some point. But never mind. That sort of attitude is most admirable, Mr. Naruhodo.
There are two wolves inside of you.
I know what I have to do. Let's listen to those assertions one more time. Okay, we had a stabbing. Let's go to that. Yeah,
3.
So it's 3.
And 6.
So it's R. And then we kick the lady. And then we hit R again. There we go.
Don't kick the lady.
I said pick, not kick.
Okay, I heard kick.
Those two statements are completely contradictory.
What? Explain, Counsel, post haste.
Oh, dearie me, I was only knitting a jumper for my other half.
What is all this claptrap? What does contradictory even mean, I ask you?
What do you mean? What does it mean? Okay, no, I don't have time for your BS. God, okay.
We've heard from more than one witness that they allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Them hips, man. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3.
What? Can't you see that I'm busy here?
That's your damn fault.
How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it?
Wanna test me, do you? It was like this. Stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. Just like the prim banker said.
Yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony. Quite true.
Now then, juror number 6.
Oh, is that me, is it? What can I do for you, young man? What can I do you for?
How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madam?
Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it, it was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so.
Now don't move. Take a look at these 2 jurors. He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor.
Well, I never. They're stabbing in totally different directions.
What?
I'm surprised he did not hurt himself.
Bless my stitches! What a muddle!
What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth.
Oh,
Why? Why the dickens would they lie?
I mean, does it change the fact that he still got stabbed, though? I don't know that yet, but what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen in all good conscience?
Lies, you say? Oh, dearie me. I can't abide people telling lies.
Aren't they under oath too, which is the funniest part? Everyone in Ace Attorney is under oath, but they always lie, and it's great.
The scales.
I don't believe it. Wait! Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warned you, you could not listen to this man. Look at him, in this black suit. He's some devious eastern sorcery using magic as a soul.
Sir,
That's racist.
You're wearing a black suit, but okay.
That's racist.
If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this?
Render Harusan, that's the second person who's expected of you using conjuring magic.
And you were the first!
Answer me this, Doc Jinx.
That's racist.
Huh? But me?
What exactly is the problem? One of the 2 witnesses have slightly different recollections of the events.
What of it?
Let's say the Shylock did stab the victim as he said, sat next to him on the omnibus. And then this young dandy saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor, and then the Shylock stabbed him again.
Again?
And this old lady saw him do it.
Doesn't the autopsy say that it was one stab?
Yeah, it was only one stab. I think I have to present that.
Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that?
What are you calling dandy, sir? Why, I should take this knight to you. If
You're in a court of law!
Who are you calling old? Why, I should take this needle to you.
I'm sure everything will be fine. Just
They're ready to kill each other now.
You have so
Yep, in court. But could the foreman of the jury be right? No!
No!
Did the 2 witnesses see 2 different moments of the same crime? But no. Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman.
You dog Jinx.
That's racist.
Come on, out with it.
I have a name, sir. What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question.
What are you talking about, young man? How can you possibly say that? You realize that I'm only doing my job.
We'll do it better.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to, you see. As forward in the jury, I have the responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction.
We'll do it better.
So where is your evidence, man? Well, that's something we want to see. The evidence.
Don't we have the autopsy?
Yeah, we
I
do.
say 2 witnesses saw 2 different moments of the same crime. If you say that's out of the question, show me some proof.
It looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is to present him with something he can't dismiss. Some irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish.
What?
I'll give you the proof.
This is a Twitter argument. Show me proof. Okay, wait, no, hang on.
Yeah, pretty much. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, as proven by this
The arm
thing.
band.
The result of a single stab wound.
This is the victim's autopsy report. Oops, and I hit the wrong thing. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen. Only once.
What? Where'd you get those papers from?
It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time. Which means these witnesses can't possibly have seen it happen 2 different times.
Wait,
Alright, I concede defeat.
I like how his
Where'd the
knife
knife
just, that just disappeared. He's the magician.
Yeah.
someone is lying!
With that, Mr. Naruhodo, you did it. If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue.
2 more. Actually.
What was the thing with the pence, with the price?
There were 4 passengers of 20 pence was what the maid said. Was it 20? And
Yes.
yeah,
That was
it was
20.
four, it was four
we'll get a chance to look.
There's something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions. The math is wrong, basically.
That's what you must strike next.
So I need to pit 2 more jurors against each other and show there's another contradiction in their assertions.
Someone is lying!
You can do it. Let them fight.
Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt.
Not
Don't
that
shout.
heavy.
You have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination. Well, it's still 4 against 2. That's quite a bit, sir.
I mean, if you just got 1 over, then it's even.
Alright, so go to number
There's a new
2.
line.
Oh,
Would you mind reading that final?
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure. I'm no lover of the rich, but I despise liars even more. Innocent is my call, for now at least.
My translator never translated the new dialogue, so it's actually kind of nice that I actually know what the heck they're saying now, because they change dialogues when they, change their
I
verdict.
also like the faded green.
Can I, go back, please? See, I can't go back, and I don't know why. It has
What the heck?
It
Can
has
you use
the option.
WASD?
Oh my
use-
god, there, I have to type. I can't
There you
even,
go.
I can't even click on it. How sad is that?
so clicking only moves forward.
Yes, apparently. So, she put 4 passengers with a fare totaling 20 pence, but I believe the
Then
driver...
each would be 5 pence.
Yes, but this
Correct.
guy said it was 4 pence. We haven't raised the price above 4 pence, so that's the
So
issue.
there we go.
here.
That's it. That's the one.
Let's go. Let's go.
Objection.
Those 2 statements clearly contradict each other.
They do? Explain yourself, counsel, because I clearly can't do math.
Me? Oh dear, what have I said?
I swear in Silver Blaze's maiden nail I haven't the first idea of what you're talking about.
According to the group testimony we've heard so far, there were 4 passengers on the omnibus on the night in question. And according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares.
So I'd just like to point out, technically, the jurors are not wrong here. The witnesses are just being jerks.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's it. If one of the witnesses is lying, then their testimony isn't.
Accurate.
I forgot how to use the English language. Yep. Forgot words. I forgot words. Just cut out right there mid sentence.
That's what I thought.
Then their testimonies isn't accurate. So yeah,
Such a beautiful language.
Such a beautiful language.
The Queen's English.
I am rendering in real time. Oh right, that's me. Quite right. I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me.
Will you share them?
No.
And juror number 5 also told us the following. The fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence.
Well, that it is. A fair and convenient single price. Just the way London's carriages should be operated.
But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts.
Why, man? Why?
Sir, do you know basic math?
No.
Maybe.
4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication,
It would be 16 pence.
I'm glad it took us this long to get there. Exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. I know this is tutorial, but also sometimes I'm just like, Ace Attorney, please. By 4 pence, in fact. Or precisely, 1 person's fare.
1 person's fare?
Yes, in other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible there was another passenger we've heard nothing about.
Good gracious!
This can't be right. The coachmen of the guild are good, honest men, one and all. Trustworthiness is our watchword.
Because your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy.
I beg your pardon?
Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news would surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he let nefarious characters ride his omnibus.
That struck that man in the heart.
I also just want to point out, like, how lucky it is that by random selection they got the guildmaster of the omnibus to be on this trial.
Yep.
Right?
All right then. How do I make it so this miserable trial doesn't end?
I mean, have you been watching the other two turning things to white?
I've been busy having a drink.
Well, according to my book here,
It's almost as if I think the game is telling us that we should have picked the pens first.
Yeah.
you simply launch a ball of fire into the innocent side of the set the scales.
No, hold your horses there, coachman. We're all in agreement. Why do you have to go and...
Shut up!
Wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo.
Oh no. Oh dear. Oh dear.
I guess I mean piglets.
I mean, he stutters enough.
This is all very irritating.
Man, somebody really wants to go somewhere.
Begging your pardon, sir. I'm going to do the same. Once again, I have permission to do that.
Cast the flames.
For the love of Mike! Does anyone here know Mike? Anyways, that you as well?
A penny can be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters.
What does that mean? Really?
I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses again.
You did it.
Wait, that means... Wait, I did it! 4 jurors are now leaning to not guilty!
We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo. We've won! This
Well,
battle.
no, not really.
The war's still going on, though.
What are you playing at, you daddy fool?
Shut your trap, sir. No one deceives me.
Wow, this really was supposed to be in the opposite order, wasn't it?
We had a consensus.
I said, shut your trap. I know a liar when I see one. And if the chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this razor-sharp blade and shave every last hair off his head.
Stop that.
I am
Alright,
British Majima. Yeah.
he's a... British Marjima is a barber, is from my gathering now. And that explains a lot. He
The
has...
Majima Everywhere system is all-encompassing.
Yes! Please tell me he's a barber. Oh god, he has to be based on Sweeney Todd.
Oh, God, you're probably right.
Well, in a quite remarkable turn of events, the defense summation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice.
I'm not happy about this, just so you know.
Well, that's very unfortunate, sir, but we get to see more of you.
Okay, I suppose that's true.
I'm not happy about this either, Lord Prosecutor.
But no one cares about you, sir.
Oh, well, I guess I suppose that's true.
The jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate. The trial must continue.
Yeah, but if 4 are on the innocent side, doesn't that technically mean that innocent? Whatever.
I hereby
Kangaroos.
ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places. And I call
Prosecution never left their place.
He's just chilling. He's just vibing.
and I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth.
Oh, is this a to be continue? No, okay. Well, that's fine. We have to stop soon anyway.
So, Lord Van Zieks, continue to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please.
Yeah, this might as well happen.
No, seriously, do you have a left arm?
That's for me to know and for you to find out.
You're not Santa.
I said what I said.
Oh.
Ow.
Having savored the rich... Yes?
You Dracula. He just broke your wine glass.
But enough talk! Have at you!
Maybe
Wait,
we've been over this. He's the Reaper.
This is all talk. The entire battle is talk. What are you talking about?
Having savored the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hallowed chalice, it may seem crass to crush it to dust. Pray forgive the discourtesy.
Lord Van Zieks!
Ooh. Is it cold in here, or is it just me?
It's not just you, boy. As your antiquated tome no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination.
It said that?
So I honored a deathly silence and listened to the charade. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury. Well, no matter. There's nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No. And why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle.
Ah! The cape is off! Now it's serious!
And here is my left arm.
There it is!
The left arm!
I am now twice as powerful as I was before, my good boy.
But you always had the arm, though. It was just under your cape.
I was only at 50% power.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's like when Piccolo dropped his cape with Frieza.
You would understand if you weren't
the cape was
Nipponese.
weighted. Was his cape weighted too?
Yes.
Damn.
You would understand if you weren't Nipponese.
I think I'm not Nipponese. I'm KV.
Then you are clearly just a fool.
Okay.
He's just a YouTuber.
Bring forth the witnesses once more.
I think we will stop when the witnesses show up.
I'm just playing Estinian at this point. I'm living.
Please continue. I wanna
Witnesses! I trust you heard the summation examination we just had to, let's say, endure.
Yeah, sure. We'll leave it at that. We will, listen to the witnesses in the next video, I think, as to what they feel about what we got from the summation examination. See you guys then.
Beppo.